Good morning, students. Now, today we will see some more concepts. So, basically, what have we studied? Let us say there is a source S1, S2. It is releasing its own waves. This is the source 1. S2 is having its own like this. Okay? See these points. It is at these points your interference is happening. At this point there is no interference. At this point there is interference. So this is the point of your interference. It can be constructive or destructive depending upon path difference. You take this point, you call it as S1, you call it as P1, let us call it as P1. So S2 P1 minus S1 P1 is the path difference at this point. Depending upon this value, if it is n lambda, constructive. Okay? If it is 2n minus 1 by 2 into lambda, it is destructive. To take this point, you call it P2, then S1 P2 minus S2 P2. So at each point, you can calculate whether you are getting a dark spot or you are getting a bright spot. This is what we have learned till now. Okay? So, look here. We have seen in our earlier class, if this is a fixed boundary, no, what happened? There was a phase reversal. Here it took 180 degree down. Okay, fixed boundary, there was a phase reversal. Understand this. This is a reflected wave. Reflected wave hitting the fixed boundary, you will see a phase difference and the phase becomes 180. Okay, this is what it is. Had this been a open boundary, it would have continued as it is, or see, this is a fixed boundary here. If it is a movable boundary, it would have gone back in the same way. It would have gone back in the same way. But in the case of fixed boundary, it is having a phase change. We can call this as pi shift. Pi shift. 180 degree shift. Here it was peak, positive amplitude, here negative amplitude. Okay? Positive amplitude is obtained for 90 degree, negative amplitude is obtained for 270 degree. Isn't it? This was your wave. This is positive amplitude for 90 degree. This is negative amplitude for 270 degree. What is the difference? 180 degree. Okay? So, while hitting a fixed boundary, it is getting a pi shift. Now, instead of fixed boundary, I will use a denser medium. A denser medium. You will see that there is a pi shift in the reflected wave. In the reflected wave, you will see what? You will see a pi shift. This is one important concept. You will see a pi shift. Okay? What do I mean by denser medium? Let us say it is air. Mu of air is equal to 1, and this is mu of glass. Let us say 1.5. Glass is 1.5, right? Water is 4 by 3, 1.33. So with respect to this medium, this is denser medium. Okay? Suppose here mu value was 2 and here mu value is 3. With respect to this medium on the right side is denser. Mu is equal to 2 and here mu is equal to 1. Let us say. Okay? Now, when you put mu is equal to 1, with respect to the medium in the left side, this is a rarer medium. If the mu value is increasing, it is becoming denser, and it is relative. Denser always doesn't mean that here only air is there, here only glass is there. No, it's not like that. You have to compare the mu values. Okay? So, suppose on the right side there is a denser medium, and if you see a reflected wave, it will undergo pi shift. If there was a rarer medium, it will go back as normal. There won't be any pi shift. Okay? So this is one important concept which we are going to use now in the concept we will discuss now. Okay? Just make a note of it. Thin film interference. Now, where do you see this in your actual day-to-day life? If you are walking on the road on a rainy day, you will see that on the road there is some oil. Okay, you will see some rainbow type of arrangement. When you suppose water is falling down, you will see a rainbow kind of lot of colors. You are going to see that in that water top layer. Okay, so that is thin film interference. Okay, so basically what happens, where this oil came from? Because some people will be going in the bike, some oil will be going down. No? So what happens is, so this is the layer, this is the water layer. Okay, and you will find a thin film of oil here, and this is water. Because oil is less denser compared with the water, oil floats. Okay, so when you see from the top, so these raindrops are falling on, like this. So you see that different colors, you are going to see that. So that is because of thin film interference concept, it is happening like that. Okay, so we will see exactly what are the calculations involved in thin film interference. So here, let us say this is a denser medium. This region is denser. Okay, and it is some air, and it is some denser medium. You can call it as what? Water. Okay. Now here we are taking a ray. We are studying a ray. Okay. When the ray is vertical, okay, it will reflect. Suppose, see, when you are saying a ray means it is not a single ray. These are bunch of rays. These are bunch of rays. So in those bunch of rays, okay, you call it as beam of light. What do you call it? In the first class I told you, ray of lights, bunch of ray of lights are called beam of light. So some beam of light are there. Let us say 10 rays are there. So in those 10 rays, some 8 rays, they got reflected back. They got reflected back. But few rays, because this is water, this is air, here the refraction will happen. So I am not drawing that line here, I am going to draw that line here. Okay? Some rays got reflected. But what happened to the other rays? They refracted through this medium. They refracted through this medium and then they went like this. Okay? Some rays, they reflected back. Some other rays, what happened? They refracted through this other medium and they, after refraction happened, they reflected from this surface and they went back. So if you consider this ray as ray 1, let us say, and this ray as ray 2, it has got a path difference. This ray is traveling less distance, this ray is traveling more distance. This ray is traveling less distance, this ray is traveling more distance. If this ray has traveled 1 meter and this ray has, because this much distance, actually what is the path difference? It came up to here, you see, this ray came up to here and then it reflected back. So if you say that this thickness is t, so what is the path difference? Path difference is 2t. Path difference is 2t. Why? Because this ray, few rays, it went up to here and then it went back. And from here it went into the air medium because it got reflected back. So we are studying that path difference. Okay. Now between this ray 1 and ray 2, now there is a path difference. So you know that when there is a path difference, depending upon the path difference, you are going to get the constructive interference or you are going to get the destructive interference. So for getting the constructive interference, you have 2t is the path difference. So what is the how much should be the path difference? If the path difference was n lambda, let us say, regularly, if it is an integral multiple of lambda, like 1 lambda, 2 lambda, 3 lambda, like that, you are saying that it is a constructive interference. Okay? Constructive interference. If 2t was equal to 2n minus 1 divided by 2 into lambda, it is destructive interference is what we have learned till now. But here we have to apply the concept. Few concepts we have to apply. First of all, which lambda we have to put? See, in the air, this ray has lambda. Here, there is a refractive index mu. So what did lambda happen? Lambda dash is equal to lambda divided by mu. So the ray wavelength in this region you have to put. Here you have to put. So you have to put here lambda dash. You have to put here lambda dash. Okay. Now let us discuss an important concept here. Look here. You got two cases here. You have to see here whether there is a pi shift or not. Whether there is a pi shift or not. ध्यान से सुनिए. अगर ये रे 1 है, alright, this is ray 1 and this is ray 2. ध्यान से सुने. अगर ये दोनों पाई शिफ्ट हो गया, पाई शिफ्ट क्यों होता है? इसके पहले मैंने डिस्कस किया था कि अगर रे डेंसर मीडियम को हिट करता है तो जब वो रिफ्लेक्ट होता है, देयर इज अ पाई शिफ्ट. ऑलराइट, सपोज you got two conditions here. Now if you got two rays here, now both rays have pi shifted. Both these rays, both 1 and 2 got pi shifted, let us say. Then the condition remains as it is. In the condition, ठीक है. अगर ये रे भी मेरा पाई शिफ्ट हो गया और ये रे भी मेरा पाई शिफ्ट हो गया, then this condition what I have written on the board, it is valid. What can be the other situation? Let us say one got pi shifted. One got pi shifted, but two not. In that case, what will happen? ये flip flop हो जाएगा. It will become flip flop. तब constructive में क्या लिखेंगे? 2t is equal to 2n minus 1 by 2 into lambda dash. ये हो जाएगा कंस्ट्रक्टिव, रिवर्स हो जाएगा, कंस्ट्रक्टिव हो जाएगा. कब होगा? जब 1 2 में कोई एक ही पाई शिफ्ट हुआ, दूसरा नहीं हुआ, तब ये फ्लिप हो जाएगा. एंड यहां पे डिस्ट्रक्टिव क्या होगा? दिस इज बी इक्वल टू 2t is equal to n lambda dash. What is lambda dash? Lambda by mu. Alright? So यहाँ पे दो कंडीशंस हैं. ओरिजिनली जो हमने बेसिक्स व्हाट वी हैव सीन दैट इफ इट इज an integral multiple of n we call it as constructive interference. But we have to see here whether both have pi shifted or only one has pi shifted. What is pi shifted? Look here. Look this ray. This ray is hitting this boundary, and this boundary it is denser medium. This boundary, this region is denser compared to this. So this is pi shifted. This is pi shifted. Now look at this ray, this second ray, which is going back, Now this ray you see, it is coming like this and then going back, It is coming like this and hitting and going back. But this is, let us say, air. This is water. With respect to this is a rarer medium. This is not a denser medium when compared to this. So the second ray is not pi shifted. It is zero only. It is not pi shifted. Pi shifted का क्या मतलब? It comes and hits. It becomes ऐसे वापस आता है. It hits like this. It goes back like this. Alright? So what is this case? The first ray is pi shifted, but the second ray is not pi shifted, because in the second ray it is hitting the rarer medium. When it hits a rarer medium, there is no pi shift. Only when it hits a denser medium, there is a pi shift. तो क्या हो जाएगा? Only one is pi shifted. तो इसको रिवर्स करके देखना पड़ेगा. कोई दूसरा केस ले लो. अगर वाटर का 1.5 है, let us say mu here is 1.5 and I choose some other medium whose is 2.5, let us say some medium. So then compared with this medium, even this is also a denser medium. उस केस में सेकेंड रे भी पाई शिफ्टेड होगा. ठीक है? तो अंडरस्टैंड दीज आर द कॉन्सेप्ट्स you are supposed to know when you are preparing a competitive exam like JEE. Okay? What did I say? In this case, you have to see whether both rays are pi shifted or only one ray is pi shifted. Both rays are pi shifted. How you will say? Now, in this case, one ray is pi shifted. How I am saying? Because the first ray is hitting the denser medium, and the second ray is hitting the rarer medium. So the first ray is pi shifted, but the second ray is not pi shifted. If only one is pi shifted and not the other one, you have to flip flop. If both are pi shifted, then the condition remains the original condition. Original condition क्या था? If it is n lambda, a multiple of n lambda, it is a constructive interference. If it is odd multiple of lambda, 1 by 2 lambda, 3 by 2 lambda, 5 by 2 lambda, then it is destructive interference. Okay? So what is the lambda dash? If you want to write this equation correctly, what you will get? 2t is equal to, let us say, this is n lambda by mu. So what is the t value? You can write 2 mu t is equal to n lambda. Remember, you have to, in this case, which lambda you have to put? Lambda in this region, not lambda in this region. Suppose you are writing for another, which lambda you have to put? Where the wave is traveling? Is it traveling here or here? Right? You have to put the lambda here. Okay? So remember, you have to put lambda dash value, not lambda value. So this is the concept behind thin interference. This is the concept behind thin film interference. This concept is called thin film interference. So numericals में what they ask you is, they ask you to find the value of thickness of this thin film. They ask you to find thickness of this thin film. Okay. So let us see this question. Okay. Calculate the minimum thickness of a soap bubble film. Mu is 1.33 of the soap medium that results in constructive interference in the reflected light if the film is illuminated with light whose wavelength is 600 nanometer. So how to do this problem? Just write down. Now let us say you have a situation like this where you have air here, some film here, and again air here. What will happen? There is a ray here, right? So one ray is going back and you get another ray, right? So this ray, this is denser medium, so this is pi shifted. Okay? Film, air. Again, see, when you see a bubble in the air, here there is air, here there is air, and here there is soap, right? So this is from soap to air. Here it is, mu is 1.33, right? And here mu is 1. So it is entered into a rarer medium. So the second ray will not be pi shifted. It is as it is, no change, no phase change. So two rays, one got pi shifted, another did not change. What will happen? Our condition will be flip-flopped. Okay? So here what we are supposed to write? 2 mu t is equal to, if I write n lambda, that will be constructive interference. But here it is only one pi shifted, so it will be 2n minus 1 by 2 into lambda. Okay, so this is what it is. So we have to find out lambda value is given as 600 nanometer. 600 nanometer is given to you, and the mu value is given as 1.33. Okay, and if you see the question, let me just open the question. So he has asked you to find out the constructive interference. Okay, n value can keep on changing. We will find for, let us say, n is equal to 1. So this is the condition for constructive interference. So you have to find out t value. So t will be equal to 2 into 1 minus 1, which is 1. 1 into lambda by 2, it is lambda by 2 into 1 divided by 2 mu. Okay. So it is 600 nanometer, 600 into 10 power minus 9 divided by 4 into mu. So this is your answer. So this part is easy, there is nothing in this. You have to understand which condition you have to put. So you can make a simple diagram like this so that there is no confusion. So what is that? You will get the answer. You are going to get 600 divided by 4 divided by, just a minute, 600 divided by 4 divided by 1.3. So you are getting 112.78 nanometer. Okay. So we'll see one more. Just make a note of it. So let us see another question. Now this is a diagram of a solar cell. Okay. Here a ray is falling onto this layer. There is a thin film of silicon oxide is there, and another layer of silicon is there. Okay. It is the arrangement of a solar cell. Now, of this thin film of silicon oxide, the thickness, let us say, is small t. Then they are asking you for a destructive interference. For a destructive interference, what is the thickness value? What is the thickness value? Let me just confirm that question. Okay. You have to find out the thickness T in the case of a destructive interference. Lambda value is 550 Newton meter, nanometer. Sorry, because whenever you see n, it comes to mind as a Newton meter. Now here, what is happening? This is mu is equal to 1, mu is equal to 1.5. Compared with air, silicon oxide is denser. Okay, this is 1.45, this is 3.5. So compared with this medium, see here what is happening, the mu value is increasing. Okay, so it is even more denser. So from denser it is going into even more denser medium. So you can say that this first ray, you call this as first ray, rarer, denser. It is hitting a denser boundary. It is hitting a denser boundary. So pi shift. Now it got refracted here and it entered into this region. So here the mu value is even more. So it again entered into a even more denser medium. So what will happen? This ray also will be pi shift. Understood the reasoning? Okay. 2 times here. Even this is also a denser medium. Both the rays are pi shifted. When both the rays are pi shifted, no change in the rule. No change in the rule. Original rule will apply. So original rule says 2 mu t is your path difference. 2t is your path difference. 2t was the path difference. And what was the original condition? For destructive interference, it has to be a fractional multiple of, it should be like lambda by 2, 3 lambda by 2, like that it should be. This is your original condition for destructive. This is what we have learned in the original first classes we have learned. So the general form is 2n minus 1 divided by 2 into lambda. Which lambda we have to put? Lambda in this region. We have to put lambda dash. What is that lambda dash value? It is lambda divided by mu. It is lambda divided by mu. Which mu we have to put? This or this? We have to put this. We have to put this. Okay. Now 2n minus 1 by 2. Put n is equal to 1. What you are getting? 1 by 2 lambda. Put n is equal to, you are getting 3 pi by 2 lambda. 3 lambda by 2. So this is the general form. We will calculate for n is equal to 1. You are getting 2t is equal to, when you put n is equal to 1, we get lambda by 2 mu. We want to find out t. So t will be equal to lambda by 4 mu. Just put the values here. 500 nanometer. 500 divided by 4 into 1.45. Don't put this value of 3.5. You have to put 1.45. So how much you got? You will get the answer in nanometer because this is nanometer. So the answer will be 500 divided by 4 divided by 1.45. It is 86.2 nanometer. It is not a very large number, it is very small number. Nano means what? 10 power minus 9. 10 power minus 9. So we have done two illustrations to understand the thin film interference concept. Okay. In next class we will see some more numericals. Till then, take care. Bye bye.